What is up, you guys? Welcome to The Collective. My name is Furman, and in this video we are going to be talking about the Switch. But are we talking about this Switch? No. We're talking about Switch Pro rumors. Let's get into it. But before we get into it, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content just like this. Alright guys, so as you guys already know, the Nintendo Switch is quite possibly literally the best console ever made, known to man. This is undeniably true. This is undebatable. You know this. We know this. I know this. It's just facts. But the Nintendo Switch is also a flawed console. I know that might sound kind of crazy to say, but it's definitely true. There's a lot of features that this guy doesn't have that this guy does have, and I'm pretty sure you guys remember, if you watched my PS Vita video, I did mention that. So in this video I basically want to talk about what the gaming community has been talking about for all of 2 years, because I think this bad boy got released, well, not this one in particular, but the Nintendo Switch Lite was released in 2019, and ever since that, since before that, I think 2018 or early 2019, we've been talking about a possible Nintendo Switch Pro and what it would consist of basically. So here's basically my wish list of what I'm hoping they bring, and also what the rumors and all that kind of stuff that has been swirling around the internet has been talking about. So here goes. I'm gonna go over here and grab my regular Switch, and as you guys can see, one of the biggest things that I hate the most about the Nintendo Switch is this guy right here. If you guys look real closely, you'll see all those bezels. Now if I power on the screen, you can see all of this tiny little screen and all of those bezels. No good. That's the first thing that needs to go. And I'd like to see them bring some type of OLED technology to this screen. Maybe make it bigger, make it bezel-less, and put an OLED on there. That thing would look amazing. Now as far as the rumors go, they have been talking about OLED screens being put into this, but them still being I think 720p or 1080p. And I'm actually okay with that. I don't have that big of an issue with that, just because of the fact that since the screen isn't that necessarily that huge, you don't necessarily need it to be so insanely crisp, especially when it comes to these bigger games. I know it sounds kind of backwards, but it is true. All those crispy details really do matter when you have a really big screen, because it's so massive. So when it comes to a smaller screen, it's not really that big of a deal. And plus the tech in the Switch itself is going to basically make it look really good. So that is definitely number one on my wish list. Number two, this guy right here. How is it that a Nintendo Switch has had Joy-Con issues since day one and they still haven't fixed that? We're still using the same Joy-Con thumbsticks that we've been using. We've still been having the same connectivity issues as far as the wireless goes and all that. Still, since it was released. How is that even possible? I don't get it, but yeah, I'd like for them to revise the Joy-Cons, maybe Joy-Con 2.0. And I know that's gonna suck, because it's basically gonna make everybody want to sell their old ones and buy new ones. But I mean, it's a broken product, and they need to fix that. I don't understand why they wouldn't want to do that, but hey, that's about all I can say about that. Number three, this bad boy right here. I don't ever use this kickstand because it's so flimsy, and I mean, what's the point of it? When I'm using it portably, I just hold it like this, or I'll slap a grip on it, or do something like that. Like this really cool grip that I got from Satisfy that matches this matches my Animal Crossing Switch. That's pretty much what that looks like, and it does make it a lot more comfortable and a lot easier to use. But the fact that you even still have to do this kind of sucks. Yeah, and I hope that if they do revise the Joy-Cons, they make them a little bit more comfortable, because they do have big hands and it gets a bit crampy. The next issue that I feel like they should fix is definitely Bluetooth support. I think that this should, I think you should be able to pair any type of Bluetooth headphones to this thing and then just basically use them how it is. And we are literally in 2021 and this has not happened, and it's crazy. Like, there's so many wireless headsets out there. The majority of the people use wireless headphones, so I don't understand why they wouldn't make this a priority. But hey, and definitely last but not least, I need this to be gone. Literally, just make a left Joy-Con that has a D-pad on it. Nobody likes this buttons, Nintendo. Nobody has ever liked these things. Please, for the love of God, give me a proper D-pad. Like, honestly, I almost refuse to use this portably now. Obviously, because I have a LG C10 and that TV is like literally amazing. But mostly because it is just way easier and way more comfortable to use a Pro controller than it is to use this. And yeah, actually, now that we're talking about controllers, honestly, as far as the big three controllers go, and when I say big three, I mean Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo's Pro controller, or their controllers really. I think the Nintendo Switch Pro controller is probably one of the most comfortable ones out of all three, with Xbox being in second place. And yeah, PS5 is a good controller, DualSense is amazing, but it's not as comfortable as the other two, or that's my opinion at least. Another thing, I think the biggest thing that they could add to make the Nintendo Switch Pro a Pro console is to make it so that it can actually run these big games. Like, we're going through the same thing that we went through with the Wii era, which is basically the Wii was so underpowered that it couldn't play all of those big games, the big third-party games that were coming out on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. This can't happen to this thing again. Yeah, I know that, you know, you're not going to be able to make these things be able to run a PS5 game or an Xbox Series X game, but you got to bridge the gap. Like, it has to be a little bit closer to that. Maybe you could do like a 2K version. Instead of a 4K version of a game, you could do a 2K version of it. Or, you know, just one of the rumors that they've been talking about is having a dock that can basically upscale 4K using the DSLR or DLSS, I think that's what it's called, DLSS. Basically, with that tech, you can make games look literally as good as these other big consoles are doing without having to need all that processing and all that big memory and all that kind of stuff. That's what they should be aiming for, and I really hope that they do. And you know, one of the interesting things about Nintendo games is that the Nintendo games look so good that you can't most of the time you can't even distinguish the fact that it's not even running on 4K. That's how good that they look. So imagine the possibilities if these games were able to run on 4K. Look how insane they would look. I mean, go and play Mario Kart 8 right now. That game is a beautiful game, and no one can deny that. Go and play Smash Bros. That game looks amazing too. Imagine those games getting 4K upscaled. I mean, enough said. But hey guys, that's basically my thoughts on this, and hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching and staying till the end, because I know that means a lot to me. And as always, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content. And we will see you guys on the next video. Peace.